Saturday morning, early, but I wanted to share with you what I do on a Saturday morning. I'm about to make vegetable broth because, you know, we always need vegetable broth, and why spend all that money on that carton when you can make it yourself? So let me show you how this all started. As many of you know, a good broth is full of vegetables. So every time you cut up onions, carrots, celery, have zucchini ends, things like that, red pepper ends, I've been throwing them in a bag and I've been shoving them in the freezer, okay? And then yesterday I was cleaning out the refrigerator and I found some really limpy celery. It's not as limpy as I thought it was, but it's not something I'll probably use in a fresh salad. So I will chop that all up. So here's the way it goes. It's pretty simple, really. All you really need is a bag of vegetable ends, like I showed you. And then I just put a half a pot of water. And I'm going to throw all my vegetables in there. I'm going to add probably a couple bay leaves, some, maybe another onion at the most. And that's it. I'm going to boil that down and we'll have vegetable broth. So as you can see, I'm going to throw in my vegetables. You notice in here I have kale, I have old cilantro. So whenever your vegetables are starting to get a little peaked, well, then we just throw them in a pot and cook them. And I'm even throwing in onion skins. There's nothing wrong with that because you're going to strain it anyway, so it's going to be flavorful. So I've thrown all that in my pot. I'm going to chop up the rest of the celery. I'm going to throw that in. I'm going to throw in a couple bay leaves. Let's see here. I'm going to do 3. Put the temperature. I'm going to start it out at high, get it to a boil. Then I'm going to simmer it. I'll probably simmer it for about an hour. And then while that's working, I have my plan for the day because I want to get my food for the week done. So one of the other things I'm going to do is I bought a can of chickpeas. And sometimes I make my own in an Instant Pot. But today I'm going to take these, I'm going to bake them so they get a little bit crunchy because I don't know. I'm not a chickpea fan, but if you make these crunchy, they're really delicious. I'm going to take half of them, put them in a barbecue sauce, the other half just flavored in the pan after they're all cooked. And I'm going to start my Buddha bowls for the week. And I'm going to come back and show you that as well. But today we're starting with our vegetable broth and a happy Saturday morning. So see you in a little bit, okay? Bye. Show you the finished product in a few minutes. So as you can see, I chopped up all that celery, even the end, and I'm throwing it in the pot, okay? So while the vegetables are in the pot, and I'm going to bring them to a boil, that hasn't happened yet, I don't like to waste my time. I like to multitask. Not that doing one thing is wasting time, but multitasking is much better. So I decided in my Buddha bowls this week, I'm going to be doing sweet potatoes. I'm going to be doing roasted peppers. So as you can see, I put down on here, I've got my pans ready. I put my 2 halves of my roasted peppers. I got my 2 sweet potatoes I'll bake. And I have my pan all ready for my chickpeas. But I wanted to show you what I'm going to do with those chickpeas so you get an idea of some flavor for them. So, excuse me, here we go. So I drained the chickpeas and rinsed them. Now I'm going to throw them in a bowl. And what I want to do is flavor them up. So I happen to be, I love rosemary. It's one of my favorites. But I don't want my rosemary, excuse me, with all the stickers. So I will take that and with just my fingers, I'll just crush it up. So I'll take some rosemary, sprinkle that in there. And then I'll take some garlic powder and I'll sprinkle that on there. Just a little. If you need measurement, I'd say maybe a 1/4 teaspoon of each, maybe a 1/2 teaspoon of rosemary, depends. And I'll sprinkle that onion powder. And then, again, I love onion, so I may also add some chopped onion flakes, just for that extra crispiness. All right, so as I have those in there, now I'm just going to stir them up, get them all coated, so they've got the flavoring all on them. Now, one of the great things about this is that these are fantastic even after you roast them to have them as a snack. I mean, you could throw them in a baggie and take them with you as a snack so you don't eat real potato chips or pretzels. These are better for you. They got more protein. They're more flavorful. So now I'm going to take them and I'm going to put them in my pan. And I'm going to make sure that I lay them out. So let me grab my spoon because I don't always like to stick my hands on my food. I do when I have to. All right, so I'm just going to roll them out, make sure they're all, I don't want them all over the place. And I want them to have some space so that they cook all around. I don't want them to be touching each other if I can help it. No, I mean, they're okay, a little close, but there we go. So I have my oven set on 400. I'm going to throw this pan in. I'm going to throw my sweet potatoes and roasted and my red peppers so we can roast those too. And then we'll see what else we can prep, because today's Saturday. I always like to do my prep for the week and get my Buddha bowls or whatever meals I'm going to make. I'll probably do a pot of rice too. I have to do an instant pot of rice and have everything ready. And we're going to walk through this whole process and I'll show you everything that I'm going to do. Okay? Okay, there it is. It's boiling, it's steaming. So now's the time to turn down the temperature. And all of that is just going to cook. And I'm going to let it cook down. Boy, if you could smell this, it smells like fresh vegetables. Of course, that's what it is. So I'm going to let that cook down. And the next thing I'm going to get going is I'm going to start my Instapot. And I'm going to make my rice. But I have to tell you, when I make rice, I like to follow the instructions from my good friend, Jill McKeever, and her OMG Good Instapot meals. She has fantastic recipes, helpful tips on how to use the Instapot. You can't live without this Instapot. It does 7 different things, but we're really just going to make the basics today. So we're going to do rice in here. And thank you, Jill. She's such a good girl. All right, so we're going to go ahead and look up the recipe for rice. Even though I really know it, I want to double check because I bought Tex Mati, and I believe she uses jasmine, and I just want to confer that they are similar, and we're going to make some rice. Now, according to Jill, my guru of iPot, love you, Jill, she recommends just using a glass lid. So if you see, this is just a top I use from one of my saute pans. Instead of the Instapot, because she cooks it a little differently on here and it comes out super fluffy when you do it this way. So according to Jill, we're going to put this on, and on the Instapot she says to use the saute button first, and all you do is press a button, saute. Like I said, this pot does so many things. It does saute. I'll saute onions and mushrooms and garlic in here all the time. So it's telling me that it's coming on. Hi, I know you're there. And so we're going to put that lid on. So when the water starts to boil, and I guess that's why we have a glass lid so we can see, when it starts to boil, we're going to then hit cancel and hit warm, and we're going to change the settings, and we'll leave it in there for 9 minutes. That's it, 9 minutes, and you've got great fluffy rice. I have to show you this rice. I have to show you this rice. This rice is just so perfect. Wait till I show you this. Watch, you ready? It's so fluffy. Let me get you a little closer. Come here, come here. Come a little closer. Let me show you this. You're gonna just love this. You ready? Look at how fluffy this rice is. It's not clumpy. It doesn't stick together. I used to hate when I'd make rice and it'd be all clumpy, but look how beautiful that is. You know what? Jill McKeever, you are a genius. And thank goodness you use your geniusness for good instead of evil. Okay. Actually, I have to tell you, I forgot all about the chickpeas, but they're done, so let me show you them. Here they are, and see how they roll around on the tray? Perfectly done. So that's all I'm going to do with those for now. I'll split them in half later when they're cooled down, and I'll make some barbecue sauce, homemade. Never buy the jars or the bottles. They are full of chemicals. If you can't pronounce it, don't eat it. The other thing is we'll check on the peppers. Oh, look how nice those peppers are roasting. Okay, they're not done yet. They'll take a little bit longer. Now the peppers will be done way before the sweet potatoes. So I'd say maybe another 10 minutes on the peppers. I'll take them out, let them cool. Sweet potatoes, I'll be honest with you, I leave them in there as long as I can. I mean, I don't mind leaving my sweet potatoes in there for, say, 3 hours. because the longer they cook, the sweeter they are. It's like having dessert. So we're almost done with this part of the prep work. I'm going to go back and go on the computer. I just put the laundry in. You can hear my washing machine in the background. I'm going to go on my computer and pay some bills and let all this stuff cool. So see you in a few. Some time has gone by and I'm ready to take the peppers out, and I have to tell you, they are beautiful. Look at this. Really nice. So I'm going to just lay that on the edge of this pan to cool. Here's the other one. So these are fantastic. These are going to taste great. And I will peel them when they're cooled off, take that skin off, and they'll be perfect and ready to go. You can roast red peppers, green peppers. You don't need oil to roast them. That's a fallacy. All you need is to throw them in the oven, and then they'll take on the flavor of the dressing that you use in your salad or your Buddha bowl or however you want to use them. Let's take a peek at the vegetable broth. That's been cooking, oh gosh, I don't know how long, for a while. Here we go. And you can see all the vegetables are softening up and they're mushing down. And I'll probably put that on the lowest temperature because honestly, I don't feel like doing that right now, so I'm just going to let it set. Other than that, I think we're done for now. Done. I strained it, and there's a nice big pot of rich broth. I am now going to put them in my mason jars, and I'll probably freeze them and leave one in the fridge to use as I go along. So that's how simple it is to make vegetable broth. Done. Well, that's our Saturday. The rest will be in another video. Hope you enjoyed what you learned today. Thank you for tuning in. I would love it if you could please subscribe and click like, and I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye now.